Hello and welcome to another Chat G&G, and we are finally, Grizz, reunited.
Is it finally? Is it finally?
Yeah, when did we
Finally?
last talk? We talked ages ago. It means like 2, 3 weeks.
No. Don't say three. You're exaggerating like the number of signings now. This is what you always do with the numbers.
It's 3 weeks. It's
It's
three
two.
weeks.
Two.
No, it's three. It's been two since our boy, number 20.
Don't tell me we haven't done a show since.
No, we haven't. We haven't. This is the first one.
People let us
I
know.
did one. I did one
Yeah, I know,
last week.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I did a G&G with Eddie, but you weren't. You weren't
No,
here.
those two. Those two. Those. Can't be three. That's very, very bad. That's very, very bad. But listen, all's well that ends well,
Hmm.
and I'm here. Just had a manic day today. I don't know about you.
Mate,
Really, the sun is. Yeah, blessing
give me a
us.
sec.
The weather is absolutely blessing us with non-stop sunshine, and may that sunshine sort of emanate on Liverpool Football Club's fortunes as well. Hey,
I know. I
Bob
know.
says hello, champions, and Oniyango says hello, my G's. How are you, my friend? People, welcome wherever you're watching this from, whether you're watching it on Twitter, whether you're watching on YouTube, preferably, and I believe Facebook as well, Mr. Tandon.
Yes, yes, everywhere that's possible right now.
Wherever you're watching it on, you're all very welcome. We're back. We never have an agenda. We let you flow, and we let us flow, and we take it from there. I like our Friday evening slots, guys. It's like one of those ones where after a long, strenuous week, you just get a chance to chat to a fellow Red and the community and discuss all things Liverpool.
That's it. The summer of madness. Hello, Jatine as well.
Hey, our friend Jatine from South
So,
Africa.
how how are you feeling? Let's do this
Mm,
first. How are you feeling, Grizz? Because yeah, we've been chatting on WhatsApp, but not
mm.
on a face to face or a course. How are you feeling, bud?
Yeah, much better in all forms. Um, and guys, as we know how we felt in the aftermath of the tragedy. We exchanged a few messages on WhatsApp and calls, and yeah, it was difficult to speak, and that's why I think I probably pulled out. I'm sorry, but I think I pulled out of the show. No, I know I pulled out of the show. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult, but I think I was waiting for a feeling, and it has to be natural of
Hmm.
when to be back and when to come back. It can't be
Hmm.
contrived. It can't be forced. It has to be an occasion or a situation or a clip that you see or something that puts you back in the mood. And for me, Gags, it was pretty much the guys training just before Preston.
Yeah.
When the clips came out of the training, when you see them walking into the building, Virgil van Dijk with a little smile, that gave a warmth to my heart. I may
Yeah.
sound cringe, but I'm
No.
just being honest. And
No,
it's
you're
good
not
to be
cringe.
honest with your emotions and feelings. And that was the time where I thought, these are his mates, his players, his fellow players, his personal mates. And if they're back in action and they're getting on with their lives, then so should we. And that gave me the kind of, do you know what I mean? Like the green light to talk football and Liverpool and with you guys again.
And you know what? I just want to say, Chris, you're always kind to us. Very sorry that you've lost your uncle today,
Oh
and
my.
really, appreciate you coming in and watching us. But I did this on the last G&G that I was on, where we talked Diogo, and I said, if you need a chat, always here. And that's what, if anything, got me through, because I was feeling rough as well. But if anything got me through it, Grizz, it was actually being of use to other people and just speaking to them about how the trauma was coming back to them for their own traumas, because it happened to so many people. And I ended up spending the whole weekend doing that, and it got me over it. It made me feel like I was helping or doing something that was at least productive towards people. So yeah, it just moved me on. I think I made it into a productive thing instead. But Chris, offers open to you as well, mate. If you need a chat anytime, just drop us a link, DM, or in Discord. I think you're in with us, so just let me know. Always here for anyone.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
especially
Well said, and I share those sentiments, and I send my commiserations as well,
yeah,
Chris. And this is the beauty of the family of Liverpool Football Club. We all stick together and we try to keep each other going. And we've seen our unfair share of tragedies throughout this club, and obviously the latest one with Jota was a bit of a wow. I say bit, but a massive, massive dagger to many of our hearts and emotions. But hey, listen, we're back. Liverpool have played a game of football. Liverpool have taken a gap off, and rightly so, in terms of the transfer activity. But it seems like all systems go, Gags. It seems like
yeah. And
the
before,
show must go on.
absolutely, and as we say that the show must go on, can we just say a massive well done to the club as well for how they handled everything, put a pause on everything. Absolutely, totally respectful, and the Forever Jota stuff as well. Absolutely fantastic from the club. And like as you say, they had to move on, and they have after the friendly. And this week, Grizz, it's been back to normal in terms of all the content they produce. And like you said, the players smiling. It was lovely to see Mo smiling on a picture, chasing words, or the other way around. I think somebody was chasing someone, but very classy. And now, as you say, it is time for transfers. So where do we start? I think there's only one place to start, mate. There is only one place.
Is there one? I mean, there's many places to start, but I guess hot topic,
Mhm.
hot topic of striker or attacker or forward, whichever way you want to look at it. Because I think what's slowly emerging, Mr. Tandon, is your prediction. And I want to get this out of the way before you smirk and smile your way through the show and wait for me to drop it. I want to get it over and done with. And a couple of months ago, we done our predictions in terms of how many incomings. Look at the cheeky grin on his face. I can't stand it. I feel like just blocking him. I feel like blocking him while we're on stream. He took it serious. Oh, you blocked me in real life. You made a prediction of, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You made a prediction of 7 incomings.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
early on in the window, and I
No, actually, it was at the end of the season. It was actually in the window. We were still in the
okay.
season talking about what should we do because we won the title at, and we had a month where we'd won the title and we were just kind of like coasting. So we're like, right, let's talk about next season. And I said, you know what? I can see a lot of people leave, Chris, because Slot doesn't use them.
Yeah.
And that was my only.
But the funny thing is, we've only seen Kelleher and Kwanzaa leave as of today.
We will see 3 more at least. We will
So,
see Diaz do
before we go into this actual names that we've put up on the screen, I wanted to ask you what are you thinking of the strategy so far we're deploying? So we got the first 3 nice and early through the door, the core, the absolute what's needed. Musts, right? Absolute musts, right? Then we took a little bit of break. Then we got rid of Kelleher and Kwanzaa, and now we've got a few on standby in terms of leaving, and we've got a few on standby in terms of incoming. Do you like the strategy of the way we're handling things? And is there a strategy behind this? Do you think we're trying to get the players in, and then we're because I said to you on WhatsApp, didn't I? I think we want to be in control of our sales. So I think we're trying to.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to get the incomings in, and we don't really care about the sales at the moment. And if it happens, it happens. But we want to be controlling our sales after the incomings have been brought in.
I feel like we must be confident about our sales to be able to do what we're doing. Like otherwise, Liverpool in the past were always like, nope, sell first before we buy, sell first.
Yep.
But in this, I think there's some reports came out in the Echo as well about how our PSI is so good that we could go spend 100 million anyway without selling. I do think if we get one of these 2 in that we're going to talk about, we'd probably sell next before we do anything else. So, but I've got a feeling that we've got this all lined up, of the way we're operating. I called it, I know you were talking about 4D chess, or you said someone called it 4D chess. It was me. I called it 4D chess on Twitter because I think they've actually dominated the market. They've actually controlled the market, Liverpool, this window. They've, Ekitike is waited for the whole 2 months nearly of where should he go, what should he do, and he's been holding out for this, whether it's Isak or Isak or Ekitike. So things like that. I even thought maybe Gyökeres was deciding, hey, are Liverpool going to come this way, or am I going to, I'm third choice, right? I'll definitely go Arsenal then instead. So I think all these strikers have been waiting till the end because they wanted to know who Liverpool were going to go with and which price matched them. And honestly, that's such a great position to be in as a club, you deciding who you want. And we seem to have a plan, like if not Isak, then Ekitike. Hey, fine by me. Is it drop?
Rival fans listening to what you just said there, right? And fans of other clubs, whatever, will hate that, and they will mimic, and they will laugh, and they can do all of that. They have every right to do so. But I think you absolutely nailed it, and you're spot on. For the first time in many a window, I feel as though we are the bosses of this window. I actually think you're right. I think we have dictated what happens and what route we take. And I think all of these top strikers, you can name them, Sesko, the Gyökereses, the obviously the Isaks, the Ekitikes. I actually think they all, you're right, waited to see if we make a move for them. I think we probably spoke to a lot of the agents. I know for a fact a lot of the agents threw their players at us, and we had a chance to pick and choose. Now, this is where we segue into the bit where what everybody wants to talk about right now, the hot topic, so many notifications to keep up with, is I think, and it seems we've narrowed it down. We've had the choice of all the strikers that are available this summer, and we've narrowed it down to Alexander Isak being our first choice, or Ekitike being our second choice. Would you agree?
Yeah. 100%. I think Isak, everybody knows, is the main target. The fact that there's reports of Liverpool willing to spend 120, 130 million all the way up to add-ons with 115 add-ons. That's insane, man. I've never seen this club ever want to do something like that for anybody. I mean, Wirtz was already a surprise. This is mind-blowing from us. Like, this is honestly, whether you get him or not, I think the ambition,
the intention,
yeah, all of those words are like really good for us. And I think it just shows if we've got a plan, then we want to go for something. And I think the difference there's a bit of difference though between the two players. I don't think Isak is the same as Ekitike. I know the charts that you show, they sound very similar, but their styles are very different. I think they are very different. I think Ekitike is more creative as well, but I don't think he's as good as a striker in terms of scoring goals or putting it in the back of the net. In comparison, he's not a lethal finisher like Isak. Could he get there? Maybe, and maybe that's what the club see. But I'm not going to complain because a lot of people wanted this player, and to be honest, Newcastle seemed to want him and replace him. Replace Isak, or maybe they said they wanted to play with him. But I think the reason why Liverpool maybe have done what they did with Ekitike now is because they were worried that Newcastle are playing hardball with Isak and then going to sign Ekitike and maybe keep both. And at that point, we kind of have egg on our face. So it's like, okay, we're going to have to go in first on Ekitike and say, look, and by the way, have you noticed no deal's been agreed? No fees been agreed.
Well, this is where I want to share. I want to share this with everyone, and let's have a look and let's have a talk about this. If I can get this right, hold on. How do I do this?
It's, I think. Wait up. I think it's. Let me go to this one.
There we are. Okay. Do you want to bring it down a little bit so we can see the headline? Hold on.
Oh, you go. That's yours. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. So shout out to the aggregator Anfield Sector, who does amazing work on Twitter, aggregating all this stuff as well. And he's highlighted a report by Mark MC Adam TV. Now, if people don't know, this is the presenter on Sky Sports who has close ties to Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes.
Right.
So when Mark says stuff, in my opinion, we should take note. Everyone.
You know what the important part is here?
Go on.
The last line. Ekitike is a deal they can do regardless of who stays or who leaves.
This is why I wanted to bring this
up. It's an extra striker. Because you remember when I said to you a long time ago, let's get two strikers, and you told me I was mad.
I still think you're mad,
But you know what it is
but
though.
not
What it
as
is.
mad.
No, no, no. Let's take the mad stuff out for a second. I think there's a tragedy that's happened at the club that might force us into having to fill a role. Right? I don't
Yes,
want to. It's horrible to say. It's horrible to think. It's horrible to even contemplate. But that's the situation the club's in, and it's a squad spot that was very important. He was very important, and we're going to still need it. And I know people will be saying, why would Ekitike come to be a second place striker? Or if we did get Isak and Ekitike, how does that work? Isak averages around 3,000 minutes a year, a season. He doesn't play 5,000 minutes like a Mo or a VVD. He's
Mm.
not done it in his career ever, or maybe even near to 4. He's not got there. So we're going to have to manage that situation. We're going to have to rotate at times. And I don't think Isak's ever played for a Champions League team where he's got to play 60 games in a year, let alone 35, 40. So I think you've got to think about those things and say, right, the big games we need him, and we're going to need to rotate as well to look after him so we don't have injuries. So yeah, Grizz,
I
I just need to put this on because it's funny. But John Henry says, Grizz, I give you permission to share the new Isaac news. Look,
Wow, you're an absolute legend.
John Henry, whoever you are, because you're not John Henry, but thanks for the 199. Because literally, if you were John Henry, we were expecting 199.99. But yeah, thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
that. I will share it at my own comfort. Thank you very much. but, so yeah, he said, deal not close yet for Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool
Yeah.
are discussing a £75 million package. Talks are progressing. Ekitike is a deal they can do regardless of who stays and who leaves. Now, a couple of things that I want to pick your brains and the chats, and let's have a chat around it and about it.
Mm-hmm.
The fee, a £75 million package. I am of the belief that Liverpool don't want to pay that kind of money for Ekitike. And I've said this a couple of times on social media and on my channel. I don't think now I know people love the way we handled or the way we dealt with the Newcastle situation and making a bid for Isak and making a bid for them and suggesting if you don't give us Isak, we'll take your first choice. But I don't think as much as we admire and of course we very much want Ekitike as a possible transfer, I don't think we want us to go as high as that figure. Don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, I think Timothy's got it right. I think it looks like he said package in there, mate. So it could be
This is it.
65 plus 10. So it looks good. I mean, that's fine. That's fair for me. I think 65 would be a good price. 60, 65 would be good.
I
Maybe
think so.
60 plus 15 in add-ons. It would be nice. It would be even better for us. But as long as it's not 75 million pounds plus 15, that's a
This
bit
is it.
too much,
This is it.
But I think this is the thing for me. When someone like this is putting this out there, the guy you say, Mark McAdam, is close to our leadership team, then it's not done yet, and therefore Liverpool are stalling or waiting. It just tells me that the Isak thing's not over. That's what the hint I'm getting from everything is, that Isak's not over.
Angie.
And so I just want to put one other comment on here that I need to address because I think it's interesting. Peter says, put that Isak is going to Al Hilal for 13. I think he might be joking, but 300, let me tell you, anybody going from Newcastle to a Saudi club has to be vetted by the Premier League as well. And I think UEFA. It's because it's basically,
I have it on very good authority. That Al Hilal are not negotiating for Alexander Isak.
Yeah. I just think it's not possible. They just can't do it. It would just. I think the rest of the Premier League would be up in arms if they funded 300 million in there, and it actually wouldn't be allowed in their PSR either. So they could take the money, it just have to sit in the bank. They wouldn't actually be able to use it. So
Ali says, by the way, Al Hilal are not negotiating for Nunes as well. It's Al Nassr that are firmly interested in
Nunes.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, look, I'm of the opinion. That the Ekitike deal is there for us whenever we want to pull the trigger. If we want to complete it tomorrow, we can complete it tomorrow. I agree with you about the fee. I think we want to pay around in the region of 60 million. And then if the rest is on add-ons, very much like how we incorporated the Nunes add-ons, I think we're looking to do a similar fee. Whereas the final figure of Nunes would have ended up 70 million, is it? Or 80 million? Was it 80 million?
Well, when we got Nunes,
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was going to be.
But the
Total
final figure would have ended up, the final
85,
figure would have
80,
something
85,
something like that. So I
yeah.
think we would be prepared to do something like that. But I think as a base figure, I think we're probably expecting to pay about 60 million. And that will take a bit of negotiating, obviously, because Frankfurt are in a very strong position. People are only talking about Newcastle and Liverpool in this situation, right? But people have to remember Frankfurt are in a very strong position. They do not have to sell. They are in the Champions League, I believe it, guys. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Who, Newcastle or Frankfurt?
Frankfurt.
Think so.
But they're in a very strong position. They're in a very, very strong position. And so they have no reason to bow down to our demands. Yeah, and like Sam says, Frankfurt always get massive money for strikers. Frankfurt finished third. There you go. So they are in the Champions League. Yeah. So they're not in any rush or hurry to sell. And when they get their fee, they will. But I think it's a double-edged sword, Gags. I don't think the Isak saga story link. I don't think we've given up. Basically,
That's why I had that comment up. I actually believe this to be the case. Without handing in a transfer request, I believe this to be the case, James. That he has.
I share those sentiments.
Yeah, he's told them that he wants to go to Liverpool, but he's very kind and he's wants to be respectful.
This is why we haven't had. This is why we haven't had a whimper from him or his people, because he wants to be respectful. Isak won't hand in a transfer request. I don't see that. I think he can relay his feelings
if he gets desperate, really desperate. Only if he gets really
desperate.
Desperate.
I think he will relay his feelings like Gordon did.
Yeah,
that's a similar situation, and I think we're playing a waiting game until it's unanimously agreed across the board that there is no deal possible. I don't think we're at that stage quite yet. Now, before people go wild and mad, and I think it's unlikely. I think the fact that the sheer numbers involved would be because I don't think they'd even accept our 130 million transfer record bid that I think we're willing to bid up to. I think Newcastle want even more than that. But I don't think it's over. I genuinely don't, Gags.
No, I don't think it's over either yet, but I'm waiting on Ornstein or Joyce or Romano to come and tell us that it's over. But
that's another thing. None of them have said it's over. They keep repeating the line. The next step depends on Newcastle.
It is because
let me tell you, one of them.
What I'm thinking is that there's the reason why this hasn't been shut down completely is because there's an internal tug of war going on over there. I said this before last week, and I'll say it again. I've got a feeling some of Newcastle's board want to sell him, and the main man doesn't want to sell him because it's his favorite player. And I think that's what's blocking this right now. Is that they can't put money in the club because of PSR. They just can't. They have to go through the right route. Half of the board sees this is the right time to do it, get that money in, buy a defender, buy another forward, maybe another midfielder, whatever they need, get those players in because this is the time to do it with the profit. But unfortunately, there's a block on that side. I feel there must be because it's a really interesting state, and that's my opinion. Let's see what happens. It can go either way. I don't think there's any confidence to be put against this one. You can't just say it's going to happen. Like, like with words, you're like, this is happening. This is like they're just waiting for the day to sign, like literally. But in this one, you're talking with an owner that is very powerful as well. So
yeah, we must stress. Look, we must stress that there's absolutely no confidence in saying that Isak's coming to Liverpool. Absolutely no. What I'm suggesting and giving my opinion is I don't think it's over. and
No.
hence why there's not a confirmation or the deal's not as advanced as Mark suggests for Ekitike. Ekitike. I'm going to keep getting it wrong, people, so you don't need to correct me every single time. I'll try to get it right as often as I can. There's no guarantees in life. All right, so just chill out with me.
But which one would you take? It's an
Gags,
obvious
this is what I was
answer,
going to say. But this is what I was going to say. How good does it feel, Gags? Right, that we will bring in a minimum of 2 attackers, and we're going to go through the rest of the names, right, for the other berth, right? So it's at the moment it's Isak or Ekitike. Now you asked me which one would you prefer. I would absolutely prefer Isak.
Isak, yeah.
But Ekitike is growing on me. He's growing on me, and I think he's a project striker, project attacker. But I think basically we're buying the Isak that Newcastle bought from Sociedad.